January 1945. Dense snow covering the Ardennes forests, fog swallowing the landscape. And 1,500 German soldiers, confident, disciplined, and deadly, marching straight into the teeth of an American ambush. They believed victory was near, that the Allies were weak and disorganized. But they were about to discover a terrifying truth. Every step forward brought them closer to annihilation. This is the story of a day when strategy, preparation, and sheer firepower turned one of the most feared armies in the world into nothing more than targets. By the end, few walked away. The forest was eerily silent as the German infantry prepared their advance. Snow muffled footsteps, and the bitter cold made the men tense, yet resolute. Commanders urged them forward, confident in their superior numbers and the momentum of their surprise offensive. The Americans, however, had anticipated the attack. Hidden in foxholes, behind snow-covered logs, and within camouflaged trenches, machine guns, mortar, and artillery waited. Each American soldier knew their role. Each weapon was carefully positioned to maximize lethal efficiency. As dawn approached, a few German scouts reported faint movements, shadows in the tree line, signs they were being watched. But discipline and pride pushed them onward. The first volleys erupted. American machine guns tore through the advancing waves, catching them in perfect kill zones. German formations broke apart, screams echoing through the forest. Panic spread like wildfire. Some tried to retreat, but snow, mud, and the relentless fire made escape nearly impossible. Despite the chaos, many pressed forward, bound by orders, pride, and fear of appearing weak in front of their comrades. Each second stretched into eternity, and the forest became a graveyard of uniforms, weapons, and shattered morale. By mid-morning, the German troops were fully inside the trap the Americans had meticulously prepared. Artillery had already begun its deadly rhythm, shells exploding among the ranks, tossing men and equipment through the air. Machine guns, synchronized and deadly, cut down soldiers before they could take cover. The Americans had studied terrain, mapped every slope and valley, and turned nature itself into a weapon. Snowbanks, fallen trees, and narrow paths funneled the Germans into zones where every step spelled danger. Despite the carnage, the German officers tried to restore order. Shouts and whistles echoed as they attempted to regroup their soldiers, but fear had already taken root. Men hesitated, froze, or scattered. Some tried to flank the positions, only to find themselves trapped in crossfire. The Americans remained calm, disciplined, and lethal. Each kill was measured, each maneuver precise. Amid the chaos, the sheer scale of destruction became horrifying. Communications broke down, supply lines were severed, and reinforcements, if any, would arrive too late. The forest, once a battlefield of strategy and courage, had turned into a killing field. And while many German soldiers had trained for combat, none were prepared for a meticulously executed ambush of this magnitude. As the German advance slowed, the Americans remained resolute. Each soldier knew their role. Machine gunners kept a relentless rhythm. Snipers picked off officers, and artillery crews adjusted their fire with surgical precision. The frozen ground amplified the chaos, as bodies and debris created obstacles, yet the Americans adapted instantly, turning every challenge into a tactical advantage. Inside the kill zone, panic was spreading like wildfire. German soldiers shouted orders that were drowned out by explosions and gunfire. Morale collapsed as comrades fell beside them, some screaming in pain, others frozen in shock. The sheer efficiency of the American defense shattered any sense of momentum the Germans had hoped for. It wasn't brute force alone that won the day. It was preparation, patience, and an intimate knowledge of the terrain. From hidden bunkers to camouflaged foxholes, every American position was optimized to maximize firepower while minimizing exposure. Soldiers who had trained for months on these tactics now executed them flawlessly. The German units, no matter how experienced, were unprepared for such coordination and precision under pressure. By midday, the outcome was painfully clear. Hundreds of German soldiers lay incapacitated, trapped, or fleeing in disarray. The Americans, though exhausted, held the field with unwavering discipline, proving that preparation, intelligence, and resolve could outmatch sheer numbers. As the smoke cleared and silence settled over the battlefield, the scale of the devastation became horrifyingly clear. Over 1,500 German soldiers had been cut down, trapped in a deadly gauntlet of machine guns, artillery, and disciplined infantry. The Americans, though battered and fatigued, remained largely intact, their strategy vindicated by the staggering difference in casualties. The ground was littered with remnants of the assault, broken weapons, abandoned packs, and signs of desperate last stands, a grim testament to the consequences of underestimating a well-prepared enemy. Historians later noted that battles like this were pivotal in the Allied advance. It wasn't just firepower that won, it was intelligence, foresight, and coordination. American officers had meticulously studied the terrain, anticipated German movements, and created kill zones that funneled the enemy into areas of maximum vulnerability. Lessons learned here reshaped tactics for the remainder of the war, emphasizing the deadly combination of preparation and adaptability. For the soldiers who survived, the experience left a lasting mark. Letters home described a surreal scene, a mixture of fear, adrenaline, and grim satisfaction. Many wrote of the terror of seeing wave after wave of enemy troops collapse under their fire, while others reflected on the human cost of the war, the thin line between survival and death, and the weight of responsibility resting on their shoulders. Ultimately, the battle demonstrated a harsh truth of World War II. Victory often depended not on numbers alone, but on strategy, discipline, and the ability to exploit every advantage. And for those American troops standing in the aftermath, it was a reminder that every decision, every position, every bullet could tip the balance between survival and annihilation. If this story of strategy, bravery, and survival left you in awe, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to World War Ashes for more true World War II stories that reveal the hidden moments of history. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Which part of this battle shocked you the most? Every story we uncover brings history to life, and your engagement helps keep these incredible tales alive.